Hello friends, welcome. For those of you who do not know me or are new to my channel, my name is Amy. I like to play with makeup and that is essentially what I'm doing here. Self-taught, self-practiced, so yeah, that's me. So for this video, really this and the next video, I am going to do a two-part video. So the first part of this video that you're about to watch is just my basic, like my face. So just what I do, like on a blank canvas, like very, Jesus, take the wheel. It is what my face looks like when I wake up in the morning. It is what my husband, God love him, gets to see. So yeah, I'm a little nervous because I do not go anywhere without makeup. Like I don't, like that's not me. Like we're putting a full face on, you know. So I hope you enjoy that. I do talk pretty extensively about how I cover up my dark circles because right now I am having a bit of dark circle time, and also my skin's going a little crazy, of course, right before vacation, probably due to stress and other stuff. So you know, I just wanted you to see what it looks like when you don't necessarily have perfect skin and you want to try and cover that up, which is what I've kind of struggled with my whole life. So anyway, like enough jibber jabbering. Let's get at it. Hope you like this video. If you like me, feel free to subscribe. I don't know if the button's here or if it's here. I don't know things. Anyway, here we go. Okay. So, obviously, absolutely no makeup on my face. Yeah. Sorry, my contact just went crazy. It's me. Promise it's not Gollum from the Lord of the Rings, but this is what I look like without anything on my face. So for this first part, I want to just show you my basic base stuff. Some of you may have like really dark circles like I do, or even darker circles than I do, and it's really important to know how to cover those or how to, you know, try and cover those as best as you can. Okay, so I have a couple of products that I use, and my concealing my eyes definitely changes depending on what's going on. You know, sometimes my eyes are a little darker underneath if I haven't slept a lot, you know, if I'm not drinking enough water, like my skin just goes crazy. And right now I'm in that one of those times where my skin just goes crazy. Like I decided I was going to film this video and then all of a sudden like blam, like imperfections, dry skin, blemishes, you know. So I mean, it is what it is. Like we all deal with it. If you don't, you are blessed, and truly be grateful for your skin, but here we are. So depending on my under eyes, I do a couple things, and actually before I do that, I'm going to prime really quickly because I forgot to. And right now I am using the Poreless Putty Primer from e.l.f. I use a lot of like pore minimizing primers because I do struggle with larger pores, especially in like my T-zone. So just putting that all over my face. Get a nice good like sticky base. And I did tan a little bit earlier because I am still on my way to Mexico. Like I'm trying to get there, guys. It's been like, I feel like this has been 2 weeks that I've been like, oh my God, like, is this the 2 weeks that will never end? Like, just getting here has been so crazy. So we fly out in a couple of days. I am so excited. And that's part of the reason why this video is going to be a two-parter, because obviously when I'm in Mexico, I'm not going to be able to film. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing. All right, so primer on, great. Couple products that I use. Here is the everything. I have broken this. I'm sure you're all shocked if you've seen any of my other videos. I am not a gentle human. So this first one is by e.l.f. and it is a color correcting stick. And I don't know if you can see, this is the color of it. It's a little bit lighter, and this is for like fair to light, I believe. You can pick this up drugstore, Ulta, I'm sure has it. Yeah, so anywhere they sell e.l.f. you can probably get this. Although I did just try and find the darker shade in these and I couldn't find them, so I'm not sure if they're still available or not. Either way. There are other ones. I think like I picked up this from L'Oreal True Match. It is the darker shade. Like it's a darker orange. So depending on what I'm trying to correct, like depends on what shade I use. I've been using this one pretty consistently. Sorry, I thought I lost my beauty blender. But I'm going to try to put this one more in my inner corners where I've got a lot of like purpling and like just it looks a lot darker to me, and I don't even know if the viewfinder is really showing like how dark my under eyes really are right now, and like just my eyes in general. And this is, I never used to color correct, but I got the peach Jeffree Star concealer when I bought concealers from Jeffree Star Cosmetics, and this one really is good. So if you can get your hands on this one really works. Like I don't feel that I needed a different shade in this, or like, you know, I didn't need to have the darker shade. Like this one covered very, very well. So I save this one for like special occasions. If I'm like going out and I need my skin to be absolutely flawless, this is my guy. That's the one I go to. But obviously, like, I have to order that and replace it, and then I have to wait, and I'm not a patient woman, so I just save it for special occasions. All right, so I'm going to go in with this, and this is, I think, the medium to dark shade, as I said. It's brand new. I just picked it up. So I'm going to go in with that, like, on my inner corner, and just focusing on my inner corner. And I know it's going to look crazy, but I promise you it will come together. Gosh, I look like a crazy clown. Okay, well, if the shoe fits. All right, and then my lighter one, I'm going to go in like where I don't have so much dark to correct and just kind of space that out. Or blend that out, I should say. All right. So then I take my damp beauty blender and I just press that in. And I know, like, you have to think that whatever, like, especially if you don't prefer a full coverage foundation, if you want like a little bit of a lighter foundation that's maybe going to show through, then you have to correct what's underneath, because if it's not even underneath, I feel like it's not going to be even when you put that foundation on. So, I mean, that's just what I do for me, because like it doesn't matter. Before I corrected, you could always see such dark circles under my eyes. I'm like, holy moly. So that's just what I do. So then I take my foundation, and right now I'm using the CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation, Comfort Matte Transfer Resistant. It says transfer resistant. I will say I haven't noticed this one transferring as much as other drugstore foundations, but it still isn't perfect. Like if I put a shirt on and scrape my face, like it's gonna come off. You know, I mean, it's pretty good, but I mean, it's not perfect. And this is in the shade Classic Beige, because again, I have been tanning a little bit, so I'm trying to like match up the color of my neck, just the color of my face, because I forget to take my makeup off when I tan. And here we are. And then I put it on the back of my hand and then use a sponge, like dip it in, because I don't want to like put it on my sponge and then have all that product there. I would just want to build my product. I don't want to like smack it on my face and be like, well, good luck. Trying to not like cake it on. Lately I've really been liking like a more natural finish and not necessarily like a full coverage finish, like not looking like my face is painted on. That being said, right now with the little bit of texture that I have going on my face, maybe it's a full coverage kind of day. And yes, we're back to the gold background. The black from my last video was just a little too dark for me. Just like, nah. Okay. So yeah, so good. And usually I use about 2 pumps from my foundation. I prefer pump foundations. I have like the MAC that you like pour out. I don't really know how to use those, like, or how to get it out like onto my hand without breaking like a bone in my hand. So I don't really use those that much. Good, perfect. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my concealer and just go in, conceal my under eyes. I'll do this on camera, or at least one eye. Actually, no, I'm gonna do the whole thing because I don't think I've ever shown like exactly how I contour. I'm trying to think. I don't think so. So I'll just, this is where I put my concealer. This is what I do every time. Like even when I'm like just going to work, like this is my process. This is the same, especially when I'm going to work. Like I need to look like I'm alive and awake, so and right now I am using the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer in the color Classic Ivory. I really prefer for my concealer like situation to have it like quite a bit lighter than my base makeup. Just because I really like to brighten this inner part of the face. So then I just go down my nose and then kind of just work out that concealer. Like I concentrate it right in like the inner corner part of my eye and then blend it out. The inner corner obviously is, you know, where we put that darker color, or where I put that darker color, because that's where I have the most trouble. So then I just blend it out. Like try and concentrate as much of that in there. And I like this concealer. This is actually a pretty nice one from CoverGirl. It doesn't, I don't feel like it creases. You know, I can work pretty well with it. I don't ever really let my concealers sit that long though on my face, that without setting, that they would kind of crease into my fine lines and wrinkles underneath my eyes. So I don't generally have too much of a problem, but I've never noticed it before, you know. And sometimes like if the puppy needs to go outside, like I will, I'm like, inevitably she waits till I put my concealer on and I'm like, okay, here we are, like you gotta go. So sometimes like it is on for a little bit longer without setting or like blending out, and I haven't had a problem with it, so it's pretty nice, I think. Okay, bam, like now I'm starting to look like a human being. It's fantastic. Like, who knew? Okay, so next thing I do is I do set my entire face. Dear Lord, baby Jesus, let me open this. Oh, okay. And right now I'm going to try the, and I've never tried this before, so hopefully it works, is the Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in Fair Light. This is what it looks like. It is from Maybelline, so this is just drugstore. I really want to try and use products that like everybody can get their hands on, no matter where you live, where you're from. Like you can find these. Sorry, it's brand new, so I'm ripping the little thingy off. Yeah, and then just dump that all over the place. Just dump that into the lid, and then I take my big, huge, fluffy powder brush. Love the stinking brush. It's like the size of my head, so it works perfectly. And just dip it in there. I dump off like a lot of the excess, because for me, I just want enough of powder on it to where you can touch your face and it's not tacky, but you don't feel dry either. You're not like, oh, hey, yeah, I'm gonna use my same old analogy of Sahara Desert. I'm not witty, guys. Anyway, so yeah, and I just take that one tap in there, tap off the excess, and I do quite a bit of my face, and then I always take like my ring finger and just see how it feels. And that feels pretty nice. I don't know about the texture of this powder though. It's like a little, I don't know. like gritty, I guess. I mean, maybe I didn't have enough on to like really give it a fair shake. I don't hate it. Like, but this is like, I guess this is kind of also a first impressions because I've never used this powder, so we're gonna see how she holds up. Because I have like 1.2 million things to do after this. I made a list of another list of things I have to do before we leave, and I've done none of those things. Adulting's so hard right now. Okay. Y'alls. That looks good. And I just feel it just to make sure that nothing's like super tacky. So that feels good. And like I still have a ton of powder like in there. So I mean it does go a long way, so that's really nice. Okay. It's just crazy. So yeah. So that's basically my skin part. And then the next thing that I do is I put a powder underneath my eyes to brighten even more. So there's a couple that I use depending on what I'm going through. You know, if my eyes aren't super dark, then I use this one from Fenty Beauty, and I got this, I want to say last fall maybe, so that's why it looks like it's been through the ringer, because it has. But this is actually a lavender powder, so it's got like a purplish hue to it. And I know you're gonna be like, purple under your eyes where you're already dealing with some purpley hues. Yeah, that's why I only use this one when I don't have a lot of like, when I've gotten sleep and I don't have a lot of like really darkness going on, because if you use too much of this, even if I don't have like super dark circles under my eyes, if I use too much of this, it will look like I haven't slept. It actually imparts like a purplish hue, and that can get a little rough. Like I've gone to work with that and I'm like, oh, like, so I would say if you do struggle with like really dark circles under your eyes, don't use it. You can absolutely use it, but a little goes a long way, especially with that powder. So the other thing that I use is the Advanced Radiance by CoverGirl. This video is not sponsored by CoverGirl. Again, they have no idea who I am. But they have some pretty good products. This is the Advanced Radiance Pressed Powder in Creamy Natural. This is a brand new one because I dropped my other one this morning and it blew up. I don't want to talk about it, so we're gonna move on. But yeah, so then I just take it right back on my sponge in with the pointy end, and then I just pat that underneath my eyes to not only set that concealer, but also bring a little bit of like brightness to it, to under my eyes there. And per usual, you know, just laying down a little bit of powder in order to protect my under eyes when I do shadows. So that's what I'm doing. Boom, I'm done. So then, oh no, that's not the one I wanted. Then I'm gonna go in with the Morphe Glamour Bronze Face and Body Bronzer. That's what it looks like. And this is in the color Megastar. So this one is a little bit more warm toned, which I'm okay with right now because I do have a little bit of a tan going on. Hallelujah. So I can try and pull this off. So then I just put it on that big fluffy JH02 brush and bronze up my face, you know, right in that underneath the cheekbone. I brush my little chinny chin chin, and then other side. And I don't go too heavy with this because I go back in with a cooler toned and really like bronze it up. So nose, like just hitting all my little spots there. Done. Again, hallelujah. So done with that. Next, in with, like I said, that cool toned bronzer. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil in medium deep matte bronze. This is my like tried and true. I use this when I don't use, when I'm just like running to work and I'm putting on one bronzer. This is the one that I use. Like I just feel like it gives me like a natural kind of glow. make my kissy face, and just really cut in because I really want it to look like really chiseled underneath my cheekbones to make it look like I have cheekbones. And we're calling it good as gravy. Beautiful. This is also when I nose contour. This is the bronzer that I use for my nose contour. This is an old one. I think they actually have new packaging even. I surprisingly have not gone too crazy with it. So yeah, so this is basically my skin. Like, this is ready for me to now go in with the shadow. Like, obviously I'll do my brows, but this is it. Like, this is essentially when I'm going to work, this is what I look like. The only other thing that I do is I will take this bronzer on a big fluffy brush like this. I will put it in, just into my crease, underneath my eye. I will put some liner on, some mascara, and I am out the door. Like, I don't do a lot when I have to go to work, because it takes a long time. Like, I'm not necessarily the best person at makeup all the time. Nobody is. Sometimes you have your good days, sometimes you have your bad days, unless you're like, you do this professionally, and then hopefully you always have good days. But so I just don't have time to, like, oops, I screwed up. Now I have to take the whole thing off and start again. So yeah, this is what I do. So that is pretty much it as far as my skin prep. As you can see, like, from where I started to where I am at now, much better. Like, the beauty of makeup has helped me. Thank you, Lord Jesus. So I am going to finish this part 1 of this video here. Thanks again for sticking in there. Hopefully you will stick around for part 2. Again, I appreciate all of the love and support that I've been getting from family and friends. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Feel free to share this video. And then definitely, if you like this video, want to see more of me, want to see more videos like this, like, subscribe. I will be here every Friday, trying to post every Friday at noon. Even the next couple weeks that I won't be here, but so yeah. And then definitely slide on over to my other socials. My Instagram is amarieartistry19, and then my Facebook page is Unofficial Amy Adams, and I think you can find it by The Unofficial Amy Adams or at The Unofficial Amy Adams. Hopefully that works for you. It should let you find me. So again, thank you so much. It's been a long day, a lot on my mind. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all again soon.